Oh my
I
God.
consider myself to be a pretty loyal viewer. Like, I'm around pretty much every stream, and he just like, you're just like, well, too bad. Just like, really, dude? Like,
So
and like, not only that, and like, Katie just told me that like you just kind of told her like at one point like you just told her just kind of the same thing, and just like, too bad. And it's like, Hutch, come on now. Like, these are viewers of yours, and you're just saying too bad.
I usually tell people straight up, like, oh yeah, like that's cool that you're like friends with her, but like, you probably shouldn't mention anything about it, because publicly it's incredibly hard to bear that, because if heads like this fucking entitled little piece of shit. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Right? Like we have talked about this. I mean, like, I get that.
Okay, that's not the issue here.
Oh. First of all, do you want to like? I want to just like invite you to. Do you want to have this conversation off stream? Would you feel more comfortable with that, or do you think that might be a little bit more appropriate? Because if the goal right now is to not like light up your whispers or whatever, then I have like some concerns that may happen again, and I don't want that to happen.
Honestly, like I really don't care about my whispers. Like, I'm not intimidated by having my whispers be lit up. I'm not like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not.
I still think maybe this might be better to have this conversation in private. I think.
No.
Is there a way that we can have this conversation without like relitigating things that we've already talked about for like 10 hours or whatever?
We just need to accept that we're not going to agree, that we're going to have to agree to disagree on that. Sorry, I'm just not used to being on stream.
That's okay. Maybe it might be better to put the chat private or something, because that might.
I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm just like it's just knowing that people are like listening to me.
Why don't we put it in like sub only mode for like a little bit? Can we do that real quick? Hold on.
Yeah.
Just subscribers. Okay, there.
Like, what are you like?
Oh, you did it already.
Wanting to hear, like, what are you comfortable like? I
need there to be an understanding that we don't agree on this, and this isn't something that we need to like, because I feel like the same arguments just keep happening over and over and over again. And I like, if you truly feel that to watch a stream of mine with him on it or something like that, it like goes against your morals, then I would encourage you to, like, if you don't feel comfortable in the chat, to don't tune in during those times. If you feel like you want to take the sub away, if you feel like it just doesn't line up with, if it's that much of an egregious offense to you, I'm not going to tell you back from doing that. I just don't want to have the same arguments over and over again.
Like, has he had this argument before with this guy?
Affiliating with Destiny isn't going to make me unsub. Like, I'm not going to go that far.
But
like, some people might. That's fine. That's entirely within their rights. If they feel like that's justified in their mind, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to do that. I enjoy you as a person. I do my bald jokes. I think they're fucking funny.
I don't think they're funny, for the record.
Well, you know what? That's just your bald opinion.
The fucking balls on. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
But I'm not gonna unsub for that.
What I will unsub
however, continue to voice my opinion that I don't think.
I'm just looking for
Destiny is.
I'm just looking for a way for the. Maybe it's unavoidable, but I'm just looking for a way. I would really love to live in a universe where it's possible that we can have disagreements and discussions about a certain individual in the chat, and it doesn't just like nuke the entire chat for like 30 minutes with, you know, people telling me that I now look bad. And like I have thought about this. It's not a flippant decision. I've carefully considered all the relevant facts, and I've decided for myself that nothing that Destiny has said or done so far is enough for me to be like, I'm never gonna fucking talk to this guy again.
So what I will say, I think that today, like, I could be wrong on this. I think that today was okay. So actually, I would recommend looking at what Pikaza just linked in chat.
Fuck.
Because that actually is what I'm talking about.
What do you link in chat?
Is this him?
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Aza? I don't see anything. It just looks like a cartoon screen or something. There's not a timestamp. It just goes to the front of the bod. If it's him pulling up your whispers or whatever, then
it's not my whisper.
Or if it's him pulling up your chat logs, I mean.
It is pulling up my chat log. Well, okay,
right.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, so that is like actually not a correct time link.
If
so
like okay, so let me
Your
just say,
VOD
like,
when you
if
showed his
me, for
messages?
Example,
Wait, who
you came
cares?
in and gave me the chat logs of somebody in another person's chat, and then claiming that this person was saying some things that were maybe a miscategorization in their opinion or something like that, I probably would not pull it up on stream just for the reason that you already mentioned, because even though you're not directing people to do it, it could still like invite that, and with somebody with like a much larger platform, there's sort of like a power imbalance there. So like,
okay,
I do acknowledge that.
Being linked now.
But
it's being linked now.
Right, but you being like
you're typing in a public chat while I'm in there.
You are opening yourself up to criticism by voicing your opinion on these things. I don't know if Destiny should be the one to pull your chat logs up, but you're putting stuff out there on the internet and stating your opinion.
Okay, first of all, it's in the chat now.
Well, I think I got the gist of it, right?
But if you are pulling so my issue came from the fact that before we evolve and go into that, let me just say I could be miscategorizing this and I could be misunderstanding it, and I don't think that this stream is indicative of other streams. I think I could be wrong. I don't think that every stream kind of gets out of control on a Destiny take. Like whenever Destiny is brought up, I don't think it gets this bad. I think it's this bad right now, because Destiny is on a political panel that is the topic of the stream today.
And we opened the stream with a conversation with them. So it's gonna, it's gonna come up more on a day like these.
Kind of it's a big deal. Like every other stream that is just like, hey, Destiny's brought up, it's just a passing conversation that lasts maybe 5 minutes at most, and then I say my typical fuck Destiny whenever he's brought up, and then we move on and I continue with my bullshit. But that's about it. That's at most what was going on. Today was different, however, because again, he's prominent in the discussion. Like he's part of the discussion. And in this situation, like it's a big deal, like for me, like I'm a prominent player in the situation right now because like I was targeted in this case by his fans from him because he pulled up my chat logs on his stream, and his fans came into the chat and started attacking me and started sending me whispers and just like, you go onto his stream and go into his Discord and fucking debate him and bullshit, blah blah blah, and just like sending me bullshit and whispers and just trying to attack me and belittle me and shit, and just like calling me a simp for Hassan. Sorry, don't mean to get you in trouble.
An S word. A simple man who appreciates Hassan. Yes. And just like and I make it very clear that I really don't like Hassan, even though lately like I actually kind of enjoy his content. And just like it's pretty cool, like a lot of what they were saying very, very off.
Wow, I wonder what that feels like.
Just on the N-word topic, and I don't want to fucking. Oh man, oh boy, we're gonna
I won't
on the N-word topic. I think what you said earlier in the chat was something like he believes that he should just be able to say the N-word whenever he wants.
I did not say that. No.
Well, you said
the one thing I said was that.
Yeah, well, I think maybe it's not whenever you want, but you definitely said, "Are you talking about the guy who thinks you should just be able to say the N-word?" And then and then you went on another thing as well.
Yep.
But when you say I said
I said that the same guy who wants to use the N-word and advocates for the mowing down of protesters. Right.
I think there's a little bit of context missing from that critique, though. And again, I don't want to get like really bogged down because you and me have had this conversation before, I think, right?
We had
in the
an
Discord,
hour-long.
we talked about this,
Yeah.
yes, for like an hour. So we've correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I got you to sort of come around to the position that certain words in a purely comedic context, in a confined space of people that you know are not like raging fucking racists or bigots or whatever, while may not be ideal or something, and you can make that case, it is different from a bigot going down the street and calling people that because they think that their race is superior to them or something.
In that debate, you did have me acquiesce a little bit to your side. I'm not denying that, and I'm not afraid to admit. I'm not afraid to admit that you did have me kind of come around a little bit. I'm still not advocating for the usage.
Who's advocating for the usage?
To say like, oh, well, then I'm going to just entirely say like, well, in that case, fucking Destiny's okay using the word. He's a fucking good guy. It's like, no, like he still ruined a friendship just because he wants to use the word.
Didn't they reconcile? Aren't they friends now? Aren't they friends again?
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't keep up with Destiny lore.
Apparently enough.
I keep up with Destiny the game lore, but not Destiny the person lore.
I think him and Trihex are on good terms now.
I don't know.
So there's that whole thing. I don't know. I just maybe we should talk about it more off stream or something like that, because I don't want there to be a situation where someone in my chat is feuding with someone in their chat, and all of a sudden there's fucking back and forth with the fuck. I'd like to avoid that when I can. So
I suppose, like, I guess the core of the argument that like started like going into having this particular discussion was when you said that. Okay, I don't know if that's accurate, Slum.
Oh boy. No, you got the chat up. You're getting distracted here.
Yeah. I'm gonna just do that.
Here, let's wrap this up. You can take your time, make your final point here.
True.
Let's try to wrap this up just a little bit.
I'll just say this, like, what made this discussion was just like when you said like if the issue is that is having Destiny on the stream, if that's the issue, then that's not going to happen. That was kind of like, that kind of sucked to hear, because it's like, well, he just sent.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't really quite understand what you said. Can you try to clarify?
When like in the midst of like after you guys finish having your discussion, during the whole like.
Okay.
In the midst of all of his fan base, like kind of coming in and being shitlords at me, J15 was kind of doing damage control a little bit, and you were wondering what was going on, and you said something to the effect of like, if the issue is that having Destiny on the stream is an issue, that's too bad. That's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that kind of sucked to hear, because it's like, well, he just sent his fans to attack.
Oh my God.
I consider myself to be a pretty loyal viewer. Like, I'm around pretty much every stream, and he just you're just like, well, too bad. Just like, really, dude? Like,
so
not only that, and like Katie just told me that like you just kind of told her, like at one point, like you just told her just kind of the same thing, and just like, too bad. It's like, Hutch, come on now. Like, these are viewers of yours, and you're just saying too bad. And it's a streamer that you can actively say, like, you can actively prevent this by just saying, like, you can actively prevent it by saying, like, I know that I like this guy, but you guys don't like this. Like, this is just causing more issue than it's worth.
What a fucking loser, dude. Jesus Christ.
Reach out to Destiny in the DMs and ask him to not pull up chat logs, even if that happens again. Because
That's not going to happen.
Absolutely right, it's not going to happen. Nope.
Nope. On somewhat decent terms. And we'll see where that goes. But what I'm saying is, when you say that I simply am just responding by saying too bad, again, I think you're removing a lot of the important context right here. What I'm actually saying is, I have heard your concerns, and I have come to my own conclusion about what sort of content I want on the channel, and what sort of content I'm never going to allow. And what I don't like is the idea of like constantly sort of like, I don't like this. I don't like the idea of like constantly coming in and telling me like, well, you know, this is a really bad look, and you really kind of turning your backs on all of us when we've brought you these concerns. It's like, no, you've brought me the concerns. I've heard what you had to say. I have come to my own decision about this.
Hold on. Can I just read what Katie just said before you miss it? He literally did it to multiple people from multiple streams in today's stream alone. He regularly does that. He's not going to respect that request.
I agree. Yes.
So, like, what does reaching out to him do?
But what is it? Is it a request or is it a demand? Like what?
You requesting him to not pull up chat logs is not going to do anything.
Oh, I misunderstood what she was saying. She was talking about Destiny. He literally did it to multiple people from multiple streams today alone.
Yes.
He's not going to honor that request. I don't quite agree with you. I think if I reach out to him, he will honor that.
Hutch.
Wait, no. Wait. Why are you doing that? Like, I think if I reach out to him and request that he don't do that specifically with people in my stream, I think he will honor that request.
Hutch, he literally ruined a friendship because he wanted to use the N-word.
He doesn't even care about the friendship. He doesn't even know we're friends anymore.
I think they're on good terms now. And I like, this will just have to be something that, like, I'll check back with you in a day. If he says no, I'm going to do that, then I would be surprised. But I'll let you know. But I do think that he will respect that. I mean, can we just see how it plays out, right? Like, wouldn't that be the way to do it? Just...
This guy is like crying.
I suppose, but
what the fuck?
I have to say that hearing you say that is extremely disappointing.
Oh my god.
Okay, well that sucks to hear that. I do value your presence on the stream, but you brought a concern.
I mean, I appreciate that.
You brought a concern to me, and I'm telling you, I'm going to address that concern.
I mean, I appreciate that you're going to address it. I do, but when a pattern and a history presents itself, and when a pattern and a history presents itself against someone that just
but the problem is with the patterns and the characterizations that a lot of you guys in the chat have given when it comes to Destiny, I don't agree with them. That's the whole point. I don't think
just because
I'm not saying I don't agree with every single one of them, but for many of them I don't agree, and we just don't have the same opinion on it.
Hutch,
you're just wrong.
I'm
Hutch.
sorry, but
well,
I know that I'm repeating myself here, and I know that I'm getting hung up on this one point, and I know that I sound like I know I sound like I'm repeating myself. But if you seriously think that you saying, "Hey, Destiny, pal, friend, buddy," a viewer of mine. I got a little bit a viewer.
So if you don't know what happened, I'm in Hutch's chat. Every time I go to other people's chat, their community goes insane about me, like calling me like a shit stain, saying Hutch is gonna suck his dick. And I brought his logs on the stream, like, Jesus, this guy fucking hates me. And now he's fucking crying like a little baby bitch to Hutch because I showed his logs on stream. What a fucking loser.
No one in the chat, and it doesn't mean that I'm not grateful for people that have been longtime supporters and like really positive people in the chat, people that I value.
This is literally like Destiny derangement syndrome. Like, holy shit.
Where it's like, you know, if you don't disassociate yourself from this individual, I don't like that. I think me and a lot of like other like older adults maybe
Destiny said he won't stop showing logs. He said it on stream. He's watching this discussion.
Well, Destiny, I want to reach out to you. We're gonna have a conversation. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later. But you presented a problem to me, and
saying that, him acknowledging that, what are you going to do with that information? What does that accomplish for
people,
you?
damn, is this why it's so, people's audiences, even, I can't even have a good relationship with other streamers because of their audiences. It's unbelievable. Like a fucking 8-year fucking sub or whatever is trying to like not blackmail, sorry, let me use a non-loaded word. It's like threatening to like fucking unsub. If Hutch talks to me 20 minutes every 6 months, like we barely even fucking talk to each other. What the fuck?
Not advice.
This is insane.
Just like, sorry. Okay, sorry, Katie.
Well, listen, my
point is, like,
no, hold on, wait. I do think at this point it would,
I'm so sorry,
be much
Solio.
better for us to take this off stream because like I don't want that problem that
at
you
this
brought
point,
up to like get even
at this
worse.
point, I'm getting
'Cause
way too much attention that I don't want.
Okay, and that's not something that I intended for, and I don't want that. So why don't we have this conversation off stream? If you guys are willing to talk about it, I'm down to talk to you guys about it. But some conversations I think would be better to have in private because
I would be happy to have it.
because I get really fucking pissed talking about this stuff too, and I don't want to have that kind of an interaction with you, especially like in public. I don't think that really.
I would
helps.
be happy to have a conversation about this off stream.
Right. Okay. Then I'd love to. Yeah. Let's figure out a time where we can do this, and other people can be involved too, and we can really hash this out in a better way. But this is a topic that keeps coming up, and it's just I don't want that to like dominate the chat whenever this topic comes up in the way that it does, which is why I said the thing that I said to you before. Right.
Okay.
So okay. Well, I hope yes. All right. Let's figure it out and set up a time then.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Take it easy.
Have fun.
Guys, I want to get to a place where like
I messaged him. I don't think he's gonna
like for
respond on
example,
stream.
like Destiny said something like if you're still watching right now, Destiny says some things that I don't quite agree with sometimes. Hassan says some things that I don't quite agree with sometimes. I know that those two guys fucking hate each other, and I still consider myself friendly with both people. Because I want to because I think it's important to hold those. You can hold those beliefs about these individuals despite whatever else is going on simultaneously, and much of what happens in the chat over and over and over again is just not something that I want dominating the chat. He said he messaged me. All right, I'm gonna talk to him off stream.
No.
I don't think it's productive to do this in a public format.
God
I just
damn
don't
it.
really. I don't think it's really helpful right now.
Okay,
Anyways.
so let me re-clarify.
Go back to the panel. I think yes. Okay. I'm gonna stick to that. This is gonna be something that I talk to people off stream.
Why are you
about.
friends with people who publicly cuck you out so hard? The problem is that like if you are like publicly associating with me in any way, you get huge pressure from your audience, from other people's audiences, and then from other content creators. Like a lot of what you guys don't see is like anytime somebody might mention me in a stream, their audience is incredibly fucking hostile against me. But there are also a lot of people behind the scenes that hate me as well, that constantly try to push messages about me as well. So like it's very difficult to ever, I usually tell people straight up, like, oh yeah, like that's cool that you're like friends with her, but like, you probably shouldn't mention anything about it because publicly it's incredibly hard to bear that because of shitheads like this fucking entitled little piece of shit that doesn't even really hate me for any real reason, but instead he has like these caricature ideas in his head of like the positions I actually represent. Like Garen fucking Teed, that if I talked to this kid for like 13 seconds, he would be like, oh shit, I actually, one, I don't understand any of your positions at all initially, and two, actually I agree with most of them. Because that's what happens every single time I confront anybody like this. It's like, oh, like, because none of my positions are even that radical. But the problem is since I don't like cuck out to like the hardest fucking most dipshit, neutered lefty take on everything, people think that I'm giving some like radical extremist fucking take on things. When in reality, like most of my positions are actually like fairly moderate. Get that kid on? I don't think that kind of guy would never talk to me on stream, obviously. The guy's like already on the verge of tears, like trying to beg his favorite streamer to never fucking interact with me again. Like there's no chance that he would ever want to chat with me.
Yeah, it's really rough. Like my audience especially, they're like so upset whenever I'm on here. They're like, Dan, what are you hanging out with Steven for? I'm like, dude, what do you want? What am I gonna do? They just, they threaten to unsub. They say they're not going to watch me anymore. It's brutal.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.
You're a very acquired taste, like a fine wine. A 30-year-old Napa Valley red, deep with cedar flavors in the peat from the grapevine.